You're watching Gear and Cup. I'm Jim Marsden. Come back and join us after the break.
Welcome back to Gearing Up. From high speeds and circuits, we now change our terrain. Cross-country rallying is, for many motorsport enthusiasts, a way of life, a constant challenge, and an endless adventure. Drivers and co-drivers find peace and joy in rushing through forests, deserts, and winding mountain trails. The adrenaline rushing through their veins keeps them coming back for more, pushes them to better prepare their vehicles, and drives them to new heights. But there's more than just that. On top of the already challenging and exciting cross-country rallies, more than the roaring 4x4 machines, and more than the races where the winner is decided by just a few seconds, some of these rally enthusiasts go that extra mile to compete in the extreme category. Every off-roader knows of Gigglepin, producer of the famous twin-engined winches, and its owner, Jim Marsden. After becoming famous for his winch, he also became famous for his sporting successes in off-road, leading him to compete in the most important races, and he is currently the most successful off-road racer in Europe.
The whole package has been wonderful, and to come here and race some of the best cars in Europe and to come out in first place, I'm over the moon. The motivation to succeed, it's something that burns inside you. And honestly, I love the racing, but the one thing I really hate is seeing other people picking up the trophy. As daft as that sounds, oh, it burns like fire in my soul. I'm just incredibly competitive, and to watch someone else succeed where I feel that we should have succeeded is very difficult for me. So yeah, that's kind of my drive these days. We've been successful, but there's still a legacy there. And I want to build on that. I want to be remembered as the happy, smiley team.
The extreme category takes it a step further than just speed and navigation. While cars and crews are racing on the same terrain as with the cross-country competitors, they deviate from the main track to face some additional challenges. Steep uphills, mud holes, rivers, and deep lakes are usual obstacles in an extreme course. But how do you choose which is the best possible route to cross?
When we're racing and we're actually on track itself, we are taking that course information in through, we're looking at the course and we're using our experience, our knowledge to work out which is the best way to pass, which is the best way to go. You're looking for the route of least resistance. You're looking for that route that is going to cause you as little damage as possible to you, your vehicle and your crew. I have no doubt there are people who can drive faster than me. In fact, I know there are many people who can drive faster than me. But what we're really good at is, or my personal strength is, being able to see the ground and make a split-second decision on which is the best way to go. And that's something that has improved over the years. The more we race, the more we learn. And it's just noticing those little things. There's little flowers on the side of the track that you automatically, when you see those flowers, you know that they only grow on soft parts of the dirt. Or seeing that the rocks have got moss on one side, so you know not to pass there because that's going to be wetter or damper in that particular area. So we're looking for the dry side of the rock. Just those tiny little details that make the difference between being able to pass easily or obviously getting stuck and losing time.
Motorsport is not a one-man show, and if you aim to become a champion, then you need a good crew to be there for you and to support you. Just like the Gigglepin Racing team.
I wouldn't know. We haven't got the right crew yet. We've got Ryan. No, joking aside, it's about having the right people. It's got nothing to do with ability. It's all to do with mental attitude, and it's having those people who are prepared to work through the night, have a smile no matter what's going on at 4:30 in the morning, and are prepared to do whatever it takes to make it work.
There's no one set factor in extreme off-road racing that makes you the best. Having the best car does not make you the best. Being the best driver does not make you the best. Having the best co-driver does not make you the best. You have to have, all of these things have to work in conjunction together. And if they work in conjunction together, then you have a great team. And if you have a great team, then you will hopefully be successful. But if you have a great driver with a rubbish car, well, the odds are stacked against you. You can have a great co-driver, but a rubbish driver, still not gonna work. So it's about having that balance inside the team.
One of the most intense moments for all the drivers are those seconds before the race begins. The time you take to ready yourself behind the steering wheel at the starting line. Jim Marsden knows this feeling very well, as ever since he started racing, he's had these feelings every time he's found himself in this position.
That feeling when you're sitting on the start line is still a feeling I get to this day. It's exactly the same. It has not changed, and I hate it. My whole body turns inside out. I honestly feel physically ill as I wait for the start. And I was always a great deal of unrest about this. And then a couple of years ago, I was just cruising through the internet and I bumped into a little piece, an American driver who I couldn't tell you who he was and I couldn't tell you much about him. But the interviewer said, you know, do you still get nervous at the start of the race? And he went, yeah, he said, I do, you know. And this guy had won over 100 titles and everything. And he said, yes, I do still get nervous and I still get butterflies. He said, but you know what? I embrace that. That's my body telling my mind it's time to get ready to race. And I was like, do you know what? That's brilliant. That is so true.
We met Jim Marsden in his beloved car, Bad Penny, in the demanding Rally Breslau, where the off-road 4x4 legend and his navigator, James Eyre, achieved top spot on the Poland podium for a third time.
I tell you what I was really impressed with this year is there was a couple of days where we were really, we came in and we were like, yeah, that no one's going to be touching us. That was the best ever stage. And then literally we're sitting there and cars would be coming in across the line behind us and we were like, my God, these people are really, really fast. Yeah, I've got to say it was really impressive to see how fast everybody else was, and watching back on the videos and the water holes, and we were going through the water holes and thinking we were like, you know, flying. And then on the video later on, I can see that everyone's only like 30 seconds or a minute behind us. So yeah, it just shows how everybody else has improved. That we were going that fast that we felt that we were miles ahead, and really we weren't. So yeah, the racing was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
This year was very special for the Gigglepin Racing family as they reacquired Bad Penny, the infamous machine built by Team Gigglepin a few years back, with which they won many international races, before being sold shortly after. Bad Penny uses EBC Brakes Blue Stuff pads and brake fluid on all 4 corners. Arriving back with the team, it wasn't long before the modified off-roader was once again set to prove itself out on the mud.
If you told me 5 months ago that I'd be back here racing my old car, I would have called you crazy. But here we are, and it's been fantastic.
But how easy is it to build a car like Bad Penny?
To take an ordinary car in this modern age and to turn it into an off-road race car is very difficult. Production cars have changed, and so to take a production car off of the road now is it's very different. Back in 2005, 2006, we didn't have DPFs. We didn't have all of this management systems on the vehicles that we have today. But as it stands at present, you're far better off to actually build something custom or to buy something that's already existing. The days of being able to buy a production car to modify to race at this level, I think those days are behind us.
The whole Gigglepin Racing team and Jim Marsden are hungry for the excitement of being out on the road and are always looking for the next adventure and another fresh challenge. One thing is for certain, the future certainly won't be dull as they work hard to build their legacy.